Ever since I was 2 years old, I've been playing drums, okay? And I started out very young playing drums. My mom and dad are sitting right here, and they got me my first drum set when I was how old? A year and a half old is what my mama said. I don't even know if I could really talk for real at a year and a half, but she said I asked for a drum set. And I have pictures and proof that I used to play drums. Well, from the time I was 2 to the time I was 12, I got pretty good naturally, okay? So like I would sit down and I had a knack, I had a gift that was given to me. And when I got 12, I like hit this ceiling. And I remember going and asking our minister of music, my dad actually did, the minister of music at the church I attended at the time, David Smith. Shout out to everybody who used to go to Higher D. What up? And he said, you need to go take lessons from this guy named Arthur Thompson. And I went to Arthur Thompson downtown on Denver, and we went down into this dungeon, and he had all of these drums and all of this stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm about to show this man what I can do. And he sat me down, and he listened to me play, and he was like, you're really good. He said, for the next 6 months, we're gonna work on the fundamentals. And at that time, at 12 years old, I didn't really have a grasp of what the word fundamentals mean. I thought it meant fun, because I heard fundamentals. We're gonna work on the fun of playing drums. Like literally, I didn't know what it meant. And he was like, so I said, so what do I need to do? He said, we're taking the drum set away from you. We're not gonna let you do all of the licks and all of the things and have all of these things to hit. He said, I'm gonna give you the snare. And so he gave me the snare. And I was like, cool, I can rock the snare. Is this a challenge? Because if it's the challenge to see how much I can do with the snare, boy, I'm about to tear the snare up. And then he put a pillow on top of the snare. And he said, you will not hit a drum for the next 6 months. We need to work on the fundamentals. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you need to do these things called rudiments. And if you've ever seen Drumline or any of those movies, that's the thing they always are practicing. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to do a double stroke roll. And I was like, cool, I can do a double stroke roll. And he was like, you're gonna go right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. I was like, is that it? This the fundamentals? And I was like, easy. Ba, 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 ba. Like I was so prideful because I had done so much before, but I didn't have the fundamentals. And he said, that's where you start. But he said, now I want you to speed it up. And he put a metronome on. And he started making me go. And what I realized at this point when I was doing the fundamentals, that there was no bounce from the drum anymore. The reason he put me on the pillow is because every one of these strokes had to be me. Every one of these, I felt him like, why is my wrist burning right now? Why is this? He said, because what you've been doing is trying to get it to sound good on things that enhance what you're doing. But when you take it to the bare minimum, what does it look like? What does it sound like? Does it have any ability to last? Does it have any endurance? Is it even? And he began to say, until you get the fundamentals. And then he started switching it up. He said, we're going to do a paradiddle. I said, a para what? He said, a paradiddle. He said, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. I said, okay. And then he said, keep going. "5 minutes. Nothing but the pillow and fundamentals. 6 months of fundamentals. Then he put me on the drum set and he said, play. And I said, play what? I ain't been on the drum set so long, I don't even remember how to play. And that's what we feel like a lot of times when God trains us in a different environment. And then he gives us an opportunity or tells us somewhere to be. It's like, I don't even know how to do this. And as soon as I sat on the drums and I began to play, it was like the whole drum set opened up to me in a brand new way. Because what I did in private on a pillow when everything was stripped away, it then began to give me tools to be able to do what was in my head. It came out in my hands. And I began to move, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm doing stuff I've never done. And he said, see? He said, everything that's fancy comes from fundamentals.
I did it. It's not breaking. So it's training you to play your grace notes really soft. Let's see. So if you break it and it's a mistake, just take your egg. You can always make scrambled eggs with it.
The thing I learned about fundamentals, check this out. Fundamentals are never natural. You don't naturally do the fundamentals. Fundamentals are, write this down, they're practiced, they're corrected, and then they are perfected. Any fundamental of your life, when I was on that pillow, it was practiced, and then he would come over and be like, lift your arm up right there. You need to be using your finger some more. It was corrected, and then it was perfected. There are some core fundamentals that we may be working on for the next 3 years. I know nobody wants to hear this because in our culture, we want everything to be sped up. We want to be this overnight sensation. And God says if you want to last, you need the fundamentals. And fundamentals are practiced, they're corrected, and then they are perfected.